Warning, geese abound. We're going for a little walk at my favorite spot again, Bispebjerg Cemetery. I don't know how much you can make it out. I'm just gonna stand to the side here and zoom in a bit. This is the church that goes with the cemetery, Bispebjerg. It has a different name than the cemetery itself. It's really, really pretty. I'll definitely take you guys along there at some point, but not today. It's quite nice though, because the way that it's placed, it gets the late sun the evening, and it's kind of looks like it's lit up. And this avenue here, if you follow it all the way down, all this area is like a big marshland bog area, which is also really nice, and I'll definitely also go there at some point with you. So I'm constantly trying to develop this format, and today I'm filming in 4K and a high frame rate because it's supposed to look a lot more clear, and I definitely think it is, but it's almost at the point of looking too clear. I don't know. Just enjoying these flowers for a bit. Anyway, the main reason why I'm recording it in a slightly different way this time is because last time I noticed that whenever I was walking, the ground beneath me would get like sort of blurred out in a not very nice way. So now we're trying this. It might make the video like much too large in terms of file size, but we'll see. Also, today I'm wearing a headset instead of just using the microphone on my phone, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea or if it's a really bad idea, because every time I call people while wearing this headset and try to have a conversation, they complain. So actually I'm just realizing right now this is probably a terrible plan, but yeah, it's all in the name of trying to develop this format. Hey, that's me. So the weather is really nice now. We're in the middle of May, a little after the middle of May, and we've had some really nice hot days here, and well, everything's relative. It's like early 20 degrees Celsius, and for Danish people that's that's pretty good. And when I say it's really nice and cozy, like even at this point in the evening, it's around 8, almost 9 p.m. I have my legs bare, but I'm also wearing a pretty warm sweater. So yeah, everything's relative. Oh, I just found a feather, a really beautiful one. And I collect feathers, but I think I forgot to bring a bag with me today. Or actually, no, hang on. I have like this big bag. Normally I would bring a little plastic bag to collect them, but this at least I can wash, because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, just a little bit. And feathers from wild animals, you can't really be sure what's going on with them. So I always collect them in bags, and then I put them in my freezer to make sure I kill any mites, anything living on them. And then I wash them with some wool soap, because it's organic material. How pretty is this? So gorgeous. It's a little hard doing this one-handedly. All right, got my bouncy with me. See if we find any more. I'm not sure what kind of bird that's from. I would say some sort of bird of prey. Maybe a hawk. Maybe, yeah, something like that, I would guess. We do actually sometimes get eagles here, which is pretty special for Denmark because normally we don't get any exciting animals. So we're pretty excited about having a couple of eagles living down in the marshlands, and people literally come from all over to film them or look at them, which I think is pretty cute. This is a spot I often go to when I want to look for feathers, so we might be able to find some more. There's one over there, but I don't think it's anything exciting looking. And we're not just looking for random feathers, we want to find nice ones. Also, look at this tree. I love it when you have these last sun rays that just hit really specific areas and they just kind of light up. It's even more beautiful in person. I'm trying to kind of see if I can get it to film it in a nice way. Now you'll just have to trust me on this. Okay, anyway, let's see if we can find some feathers here. This one here, but this one I have about 1 million of them. I think it's either from magpies or doves. I should really look it up. I'm thinking kind of magpies because you have that white bit, but then doves also have these like tail feathers that go really dark at the end. I should really look that up. And there's another small one. It's not too exciting. I have, let's get real here, I have half my freezer full of feathers because, like I said, I put them in the freezer in order to kill the mites, and then next step is to wash them. But I had a period where I was just collecting so many feathers. I was really focused on collecting feathers and less focused on washing them. So while I have washed quite a few, I definitely have a pretty big backlog. See, this one is from a magpie. I also have a lot of these, so I'm not going to take it, but I just want to show you that you get this really beautiful blue iridescent effect on them. You get them sometimes in a green shade as well. I really like those. But a girl can only put so many birds in, so many feathers in her freezer. It's already at the point of being a little bit silly because I can barely keep the food in there that I want to have in there. It's a nice little spot over here. Look at these little flowers. I love this place. Although right now I'm sharing it with mosquitoes. Oh, and they're kind of getting my legs. Oh, so I should probably get a move on. Look at this giant tree. There's so many gigantic trees here. I think I said in the last video that I would check up on when the cemetery is from, and I haven't, sorry. But at some point I might remember at an appropriate time. Obviously I can't check right now because it would stop the filming, and we're doing a one take kind of thing here. So anyway, regardless of how old it is, it must be pretty old, and I have a feeling that a lot of the trees are older even than the cemetery itself, because It's just a few of them that are really huge. Look at this. The way the light hits through the branches here. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, no exciting feathers, it seems. Well, one exciting feather, but that'll have to do. Probably better for my freezer anyway. Just gonna look before we cross. I wonder if that feels nice to you guys or not nice at all. Apologies if not nice at all. So if you watched my last video, you might recognize the spot I'm coming up to here. I hung out with a couple of crows here, and the tree you see just there was absolutely covered in pink flowers, and they're pretty much gone now. I can spot just a couple. I can zoom in to show you. If you can see that. Yeah, right there. But, oh man, mosquitoes are getting me. I can't can't stop and pause like that. It's too dangerous at this hour. But I have to stop here anyway. I'll have to sacrifice my legs for this because just look at this. These are so nice. I suppose it's some kind of pine, but it's definitely not one I've seen anywhere else in Denmark. So I'm pretty sure it's an import of some kind. The cemetery has a lot of exotic trees. It's almost as if it was a botanical garden sometimes. If anyone knows what this is, please let me know. All I know is that I really like it. Okay, mosquitoes are getting me. Mosquitoes is probably not a great mix for trying to do a nice, calm, relaxing video. So, hope you can bear with that. So, last time we passed this well, and then we went that way. So, we're gonna go in a different way now. I'm here quite late in the day, and at this point the crows usually seem to have gone to bed. So I would normally go the way I was just showing you to meet up with the crows, but my experience tells me they'll be not around at this point anyway. So instead, I'm gonna take you through this really beautiful avenue of trees. Really giant pine trees. And see how the sun is hitting them. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This cemetery is especially strong in its tree-lined avenue game. In fact, one of my favorite ones is just over here. I'm not sure why this is one of my favorite ones. I think it's just because it's quite low, and right now there's some flowers here. If you can make that out. See here? But I kind of prefer it without the flowers, just because it has, I don't know, the vibe kind of reminds me of like the Shire you know, where the hobbits live in Lord of the Rings. It's really kind of, it's just full of really cute little flowers. I'm not sure what you call these. They kind of remind me of puppies, except they're yellow. So, but I don't think they're yellow puppies because when they go to seed, it looks really different. I know because it's kind of like this, what you see in the middle there, it kind of dries up brown, and then it has these little, I don't know how to describe that. Kind of, if you imagine cutting it across, then it's kind of divided like a pizza slices, and then they're all hollow ways. And collecting the seeds is really satisfying. Oh, here's one. These will have already been plundered by insects, so they've eaten it, so you can't really, oh no, the mosquito's getting me. But you can kind of, yeah, get an idea here. Oh man, this is turning into quite a dramatic, relaxing trip. Sorry about that. Anyway, I know because I collect a lot of these flower seeds. I collected a lot of them last year. I work as an artist, and I have this piece of land on an island called Falster. And when it comes time for the seeds to be everywhere, I collect them and take them down there and spread them. And yeah, and that's nice. I feel like I'm not doing the best job in this video. And I also feel like I have a tendency to be quite self-deprecating, and I'm kind of realizing that a lot doing this. Not sure what the name of these are in English. Called rhododendron in Danish. I don't particularly love them as a flower, but I like this little avenue full of them because it's quite pretty with all the different colors. And it's kind of late in the season now. Some of them have already gone, but I think you can kind of imagine when they're all out at the same time, it's just like a shower of colors. Look at them. Okay, I kind of said I didn't like them that much, but when you look at them closely, they're pretty magnificent. Look at those little dots they have sort of in the top there, and also the way little sticks are shaped. Støvdrager in Danish. Not sure of the English word, but yes, very pretty. So we're coming to the end here, and mosquitoes are really eating me now. So I think I'm gonna end this quite soon, but I just wanted to show you that on the avenue I was on before, you could maybe make out this was at the end, so we could be walking around. So you had a big pine avenue going that way, and then here you have another one with more of these same pretty big pines. This is really the destination for tree-lined avenue fans. You heard it here first. And if you go through right here, there's a nice little spot in here. And one time when I went here, I actually found a necklace, but it wasn't like someone had lost a necklace. It was like someone had hung up 3 identical homemade necklaces in this very tree. Just one on one of these branches right here. It was like really in like a take me kind of height. At least I decided to take it as an imitation because there were 3 of them, and because it was just like made from thread and then this crystal, and you could tell that it wasn't like a really expensive crystal. It was kind of broken, so it wasn't like someone spent all their money on it, but they spent time making it. And I don't know, I took it as a gift and I love to wear it. And I've just found the last avenue of this evening. Well, maybe this isn't exactly a tree-lined avenue because it's just 4 trees, but along with the other avenue I showed you before with the low trees that I like so much, this is my second favorite little side path. These are magnolia trees, and I've always really had a love for them. They bloom pretty early in the year, and compared to Danish nature, they're quite exotic and they're quite bold. And they were my mother's favorite. So they always remind me of her softer side. She passed a long time ago. So it's nice to remember the nice things. I'm gonna say goodbye here. I think I'm gonna sit here for a while, or until I get fed up with the mosquitoes, and maybe send my mother a kind thought while I look at these delicate orange flowers. I have the seed pots getting ready. I'll be coming back to collect them at some point. Thanks for coming with me. And if you watched this all the way to the end, thanks for sticking around. Feel free to leave a comment and come with some input. I kind of feel like I'm struggling a bit, but in my experience, that's what learning feels like. So that's okay.